Hello and welcome to this talk on tax codes for UK doctors. My name is Paul Schofield and I'm an emergency medicine consultant. Firstly, I should make a statement of clarification. I am neither a tax accountant or a tax lawyer. All the following information is based on personal experience and information freely available from the HMRC website. This information is only valid at the time of writing, which was during the 2020 to 21 tax year, and may change in the future. And I strongly advise if you need any professional assistance in terms of taxation, you should please contact a tax accountant for further advice. To find your tax code, you can either look on your employer or HMRC records. So you can look on your payslip, your P60, or on your online personal tax account, or statements of tax code from HMRC. If you look at your payslip, you'll see a series of boxes, either across the top or the bottom, which will include things such as your name, where you're working, your pay scale and job description, and there will be a box labelled tax code containing a series of letters and numbers. And you can see on this example that they have been circled in red. Having found what your tax code is, you may be confused as to what the numbers and letters even mean. If you look at the numbers, this represents how much you can earn before income tax in each year in that employment. So if you multiply by 10, that is the amount of pounds you can earn before tax. This can be changed for many reasons, including previously underpaid tax or increased because of tax allowances. The letters you will generally see after the number give an indication of the reason for your tax code. So in England, this will usually be a primary tax code with the letter L, followed by CUMUL or non-CUM, to indicate whether this is a cumulative or non-cumulative taxation. The letters will generally demonstrate whether there has been a variation in your tax code, and you'll see on the next two slides how that changes and what each one stands for. Having identified what your tax code is and understanding what the numbers and letters mean, you then can start to work out how it's been calculated to see if you've been taxed correctly. Each tax year, everybody in the UK is granted an annual allowance before their income tax is started. In the current 2020 to 21 tax year, this is £12,500 in England. And this is the baseline on which other additions or deductions are made. Your personal allowance can be reduced due to many reasons, such as previously underpaid tax, whereby the tax code is reduced so that you repay what is owing to the HMRC. You may be in receipt of benefits, such as a company car. For high earners, if you earn over £100,000, for example, your personal allowance is reduced by £1 for every £2 over, and also in receipt of certain state benefits whilst a high earner, such as child benefit. Your personal allowance can also be increased, so you can claim for things that will reduce your income tax. These are called tax reliefs. These can include things such as professional fees and subscriptions, personal pension payments, charitable donations, money spent on uniforms or tools, business-associated travel, and even working at home. So for a doctor, professional fees and subscriptions include anything you pay to the GMC, the BMA, any Royal College membership or other fees, and things you pay to your medical defence organisation. Examples for each of these are as follows. Personal pension payments can also be claimed back against tax. Any payments you make to the NHS pension are generally taken before tax is removed. But if you have any further pension payments you make, you can reclaim the tax paid. Usually, the pension company will add the basic rate of tax back into your contribution. But for those paying the higher rate or additional rate tax, the rest of this taxation can be reclaimed. You must be aware, though, that there is a maximum annual pension allowance contribution for each year, which can be reduced quite dramatically for high earners. The tax paid on charitable donations can be reclaimed in many ways. The simplest is often to utilise the gift aid scheme, whereby the charity reclaims the basic rate of tax on your donation on your behalf. For those who are higher earners, however, the remainder of the tax that you have paid can also be reclaimed. Many of you seeing uniforms and tools as a tax-deductible expense will be wondering whether you can claim for things such as a stethoscope. Whilst nurses, paramedics and midwives have various allowances for uniforms, doctors can rarely claim, as even scrubs are not considered a uniform. In addition, the initial purchase price of tools cannot be claimed, although their replacement can be. HMRC have previously refused claims for various items, stating that these should be provided by your employer, e.g. the NHS, or are not wholly essential for your job. If you're working in a self-employed position, though, the rules would be different. If you look on the HMRC website, there is a suggestion of being able to claim a fixed rate allowance of £60 per year. Claiming for travel expenses can be complicated. HMRC will not allow you to claim for your initial commute from home to your main place of employment, although business mileage can be claimed for other journeys. If you are refunded travel expenses, and this is less than the HMRC official rate, you may be able to claim for the rest. It should be remembered, though, that these rates are generally the standard class train, public transport, or a fixed mileage rates, and taxi bills are unlikely to be approved. With the recent coronavirus pandemic, many more people have been working at home more regularly. HMRC allow you to claim for a fixed rate for the cost of this, which has gone up to £6 per week for the current tax year, without providing any evidence of receipts, etc. Having gone through what can be claimed against your tax, you may now be wondering how you claim and get the money back. If you are completing a tax return, then just fill in the relevant sections of it or ask your accountant to so do. They may already be doing this. If you do not complete a tax return, however, you can still reclaim by accessing the HMRC website or filling out a P87 form from HMRC, or even by phone if it is just purely to update previously claimed for amounts. You can claim back for the previous 4 tax years. In conclusion, you may be wondering what are the next steps. Firstly, everyone should register for an HMRC online personal tax account, as this is the easiest way of checking that what your employer is doing is what is the correct information from HMRC. You should remember to claim for all of your allowable expenses, as professional allowances alone can easily total over £2,000 per year for more senior doctors. Don't forget you can claim back for previous years. Don't forget that any private pension contributions can also be claimed back for. If you've made any charitable donations and you're not a basic rate taxpayer, you can reclaim. And if things become too complicated, remember to seek professional taxation advice. Here are links to the HMRC website with further information on tax codes and personal tax rates and allowances. Thank you. I hope this was useful. Goodbye.